How cool.
Just arrived this morning.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. Well, have a great trip. Yeah. How special.
Yeah, for Easter holidays.
That's so great. Well, glad you're
It is.
getting together. This makes me so happy too.
Yeah, just 2 weeks ago, I was here. Yeah, and now I'm back.
Great. Well, fantastic, y'all. Thanks for jumping in today. This Wednesday. I was just thinking too, I'm going to be kind of tied up this weekend because of the holidays with Easter. I'm going out of town for gigs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we probably won't have another session until next week about this time on Wednesday. So I should have maybe mentioned that because it's like but that's just kind of what I realized today. So glad you're here because we got a week off. Or then you'll have a week until our next one can happen. So, but we have some other new people in here, or newish. Hi, welcome, Danuta, Kimberly. I don't know which Kimberly we've got here, but glad to have you. Of course, our regular folks. Nice to see y'all, and hope you're excited to play some Michelle by the Beatles here in a second with some sheet music that I've got. And we'll put it together in real time. Oh, hi, Kimberly. Nice to see you. Yeah, same regular old format. Today is it's starting to get hot here in Austin, and I mean hot. The other day I was working out, so I'm kind of in my as soon as this is over, I've got to do some cleanup around the house, so around the outside in the property. So load some stuff up to take to the dump. So house repairs and things. I got my trumpet here. If you're lucky, I'll blow a few notes for you. Maybe they'll be the wrong piece. If anybody saw me, I posted up this beautiful little melody. Let's see if I can play it. I probably can't. No. Nope. Nope, lost it. Da 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 da. I made a little Instagram story about that, which appeared on my Facebook. It's a little embarrassing because I wrote it. Hey, I'm playing Brahms on the horn. It's not Brahms. It's not Brahms. But so far, Rowan's the only one to point it out, and so nice job, Rowan. Leave it up to you. It's Tchaikovsky, apparently. Tchaikovsky, Symphony No. 5. Oopsie. Anyhow, probably can't play in it because I was practicing on it earlier and I hadn't yet blown out all the spit. What a dirty instrument. What a filthy little thing. My goodness.
I know. Water. Not spit, water.
No, it's
clarinet is worse though. At least trumpet has a spit valve.
Yeah.
It's only condensation. It's not spit. It's condensation.
Well, it's certainly some moisture from the moisture that's gathering inside the horn is coming out of my face. So
yeah, well, it's condensation.
It's mostly water. But we're mostly water too. So let's get in and play some Deck Stark. Does anybody want to be brave today and say that you're gonna do you're gonna track it right now in real time? I don't think we have yet to get a video that is that is tracked, that is performed in the session, submitted to us, and we're hoping to do that. I'm hoping to make that an element so that people will feel they can participate without the epic amount of time that's required. So, is anybody game to give it a shot? It would require
Elizabeth
you to just basic. What's that?
Elizabeth gave us an emphatic answer in the chat.
Oh, what'd she say? No? I'm guessing that's what she said. Yeah, that's what she said. All right. Well, if you're not game, if you are game, I'm going to say this every time. So this is your chance to press record. We're going to play back each of these 3 takes from the claps so that your take will line up, and you need to record yourself with another device. So however that means, you could even use a tape machine and figure out how to do it later or whatever. But we need you to probably get your audio on a separate device. Your video is going to be recorded directly on Zoom, and then you're going to upload both of those to the uploader. But that means you can do it right now as we practice
I
it
can try.
and play it together. I would love a guinea pig.
Do you know
Allison.
can I log in with 2 devices from the same location? Do we know?
Yeah, you don't need to. The other device, the recording device, is just in real time. We'll hear your claps as they happen, and then you'll just have that as a separate. Like, I would recommend using another iPhone, or if you've got your iPhone handy, just put on voice memos and press record on voice memos. Press record on Zoom, and then you'll get
You need headphones, though.
and you'll need headphones to play what we're doing now. I guess I assume everybody's in headphones. Who's in headphones right now? Nobody. Oh, Christine's is. Yeah, you definitely need to be in headphones to make this work. You could just submit the video, but I can't use your audio.
All right, I have to play around with my setup. You go ahead, do your Dextark. I'll play with my things.
Great. Thank you for thinking about it, Allison. No biggie if it's not. We have a few more of these to get this figured out, nailed out in time. All right. So, any questions, thoughts, whatever, bring it up before we get going here. It's going to take me a second to pull up the music. So, oh yeah, what part should we play for Dextark? Does anybody care? Does anybody have a suggestion or a want for what part we should play? Just hold up your fingers, say, if not, I'm probably just going to play Cello 1. Cello 1, it is. Okay, Cello 1 happening for Dextark. See how this goes. All right, share my screen. And part of us doing it from the claps now is just to get the practice of doing it from the claps. Give you the practice of actually doing a take. I know a lot of you, if not all of you, have already submitted on Dextark, but just bear with me. We're going to play it together. No, Rowan hasn't done it yet. I've already done it several times over, but for some reason I never think I have, and I have to always redo it. Not sure why. Did that work? Can you see my screen? I don't think so, right? It says it's loading.
It says you're trying to share, but there's nothing there.
That's the first time it said that. It said it's loading. Oh. I see what I did. Now you do. Now you got it. All right. Let me get these things lined up. Awesome. Blah, blah, blah. And now we'll use the Cello 1 backing track, which you can find on the website. Can you please hold your fingers up to the camera? All right, that's great. Let's put our bows down and put our hands together. We're going to do 3 claps together. Follow me. Here we go. Allison's joining from multiple places. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. Those are some fast claps, I feel like. Okay. Here is a 441A. Oh yeah, a little tuning. While you're tuning, I'll be in your left ear, telling you what's about to happen. Like a creep. This song starts very quietly, with tremolo, and when you do come in with 8 notes, keep everything pretty short. If anything is slurred, make sure it is lyrical and that's my beautiful. Mom. Sorry, Mom. The end is a fade out, but keep the energy up until the decrescendo, the last 2 measures. Keep it going. If you feel comfortable at the end, I'm going to ask everyone to look at the camera. So just keep playing your part and feel your way out of it, but look directly at the camera. Not in a creepy way, you know, just normal. All right, take a deep breath. Here we go. All right, 2 bars. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Great job. That's it for song 1, Deck's Dark. For some reason, I can't remember to jump down from this A harmonic down to an E harmonic. I just am like, oh, I'm playing the harmonic. Anyway. Question, yeah, Elizabeth.
That little bit you did at the end, because you're not going so fast, is that why you're using your arm instead of just your fingers? And won't you get tired?
You mean tremolo?
Just those last few measures.
That?
Looks like you're using a lot of arm.
Yeah. So this? I mean, the bow is the arm. Bow is 100% the arm.
But your tremolo, you use mostly fingers and wrist.
I think it still feels like arm. To me, it feels like my arm is doing this and my fingers, because it's not much of a big motion.
Okay.
You get this thing that looks like it's hand and wrist, but it is not. It's basically the reaction of the loose wrist and the loose fingers. But it's really my arm going like this. way back here. That may look like, but I guarantee you, I'm not using my wrist. Don't use your wrist, don't use your finger. The best thing about this, I used to explain it like this with the bow. And I think it's important just to say it. Like the bow, it's like there's a loose linkage. It's like you could imagine like a piece of wood or a stake or whatever it is. And then it's connected by some chains to the bow. And so the arm moves first, and it takes a second for the hand to grab it, and then it's grabbing. So the hand grabs it, it's grabbing, and then you change direction, and the arm starts to move, but the linkage, the chain, doesn't react to it until it reaches that last minute to where it grabs. So the arm leads the bow, and the fingers and hand are loose, or wrist are loose enough to like pull and be the last thing to move. So that's what you're seeing there when it looks like my tremolo is wrist and hand and fingers. It's not. It's arm. It's arm. It's just not moving much. And so in the motion that you see more motion in the gooiness of the hand. But it's really arm. Allison, you got a thought on that? Yes.
No, not on that. I'm changing the subject.
Change it.
Were you done?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I guess so.
Are we trying to determine whether or not we can record using Zoom or just with Zoom in your ear while you record?
You could do either, really. You could set up another camera and have that be filming you. You could do that. Or if you didn't want to, you've already got this camera filming you, you could just press record.
Oh, well, this camera is in my hands right now, so that's not going to pan out when I pick up the cello.
So you'd have to have something to hold it up. Yeah, or something like that.
No, I've got my cell phone set up. I can have that film me with Zoom in my ear, but that doesn't answer your question of whether Zoom will record you. Is that what we're trying to figure out?
We're trying to see how if it will work and line up later on. I'm pretty sure it will. But
are you concerned about the speed?
I'm a little concerned. It's a 25-bit frame rate, and something about the Zoom video is also somehow such a small file size. If I were to take a Zoom video at 25 frames per second and publish it using the highest compression algorithm that's of good quality with Apple, the file size is like quadrupled. So
we're gonna play 2 more songs, right? So why don't we?
Yeah,
I'll try
totally.
to do one of each.
You want to give it a shot? That's great. That'd be really cool.
I'm making no promises, but I will attempt it.
Sure, that's awesome.
From my experience on these calls, I always end up with the internet buffering at some point, and so it slows right down, and then it goes really fast for a bit. So it just wouldn't. I don't think I could do it with my internet here.
That used to be the case for me, but it's not the case for me anymore. I don't know if Zoom's gotten better. Is it still the case for you, Rowan? Well, sometimes it will.
Yeah. Like it's done it a couple of times. I mean, it's not so much it slows. Yeah, it's not so much it slows down, but you will sometimes like be talking and it'll just cut a syllable, or it'll just leap a little bit, and it's better than it used to be.
Well, my thought is that it eventually gets back to real time no matter what. It's not like it stays with a gap there and you're sitting there like, 20. Now you're 20 seconds late. It eventually catches up. So maybe there is a little blip in there.
Yeah.
We
so
have
you
blips.
might lose a phrase or something. But
So might lose a phrase, or it might throw you off for a second. Curious, when I just played that, did it seem like the rhythm stays constant the whole time for everybody? Not for Rowan. Does anybody
feel
feel
fine
like...
over here? I mean, I'm in the same country though, so
True.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
For everybody
where
else,
is this
though?
setting to record video in Zoom? Do we know?
Yeah, it should just be on your dock there to say record. Right? For everybody? Are you on a phone, or are you on a... What are you trying to do it on?
Well, I have a phone and a tablet open, and
Yeah.
neither one of them want to do any of that for me.
Really? Does anyone else see a recording option? Give us a thumbs up. Okay, so Danuta sees it, she says. Try the three little buttons on your video there at the top if you're on a computer. I don't know. It's hard to know what you see. Keep poking around, I guess.
Yeah, that gives me meeting settings and background effects.
I've found that Zoom
That's
is like, I don't know, the menus and it's just It does so many good things, and then sometimes it's got some problems. All right, Pyramid Song is next up. And I think I'm going to play the full mix of this one. I think it's more fun potentially.
Danita says, if I'm pronouncing that right, she says it's next to the share screen prompt. That's certainly the case on mine as well, but I'm on a computer rather than a tablet or a phone.
One other thing you can do if you're on a phone or a tablet, you can record that screen too. You know, you can just use screen recording, which is on your iPhone if you have an iPhone. Nope. I know probably if you're on another thing. What are those other? A Google phone or whatever. There's screen recording options. I do it sometimes to record little videos that are on the internet and send them to friends. Whatever. So, anyway, keep poking around, Allison. There. See if it happens. Let's play Pyramid. Any votes on Pyramid Song? What we should play? Which part? Anybody care? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5B. Rowan, what do you play? Oh, we got a 4. Great. Ruth, we're going to play a 4. Right. 4 it is. And it looks like the latest date I have on is February 7th. We're going to go with 4. And we're coming out of this looking at the camera.
Elizabeth says, can Tony play 2 parts at once? Well, you know.
Nope. All right, that's great. Let's put our bows down and put our hands together. We're going to do 3 claps together. Follow me. Get your pyramid music out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. Perfect. Okay. It's like a drill team. Here is a 441A. While you're tuning, I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing this, as always. This is going to be a very special release, so I'm glad you're a part of it. Yada, yada, yada. And here's a special video request. When you start playing your part, can you look at the camera on your entrance into the music? We exited Dex Dark looking at the camera, so let's enter Pyramid Song looking at the camera. E minor. And I'd love to encourage you to attend any of the live stream sessions upcoming or watch any of the ones that have already happened. They're a lot of fun and they're a lot of help too, so check them out. All right, take a deep breath. Here we go. I guess I didn't breathe out on that one.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
bit so you don't get stiff. 5,
6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Definitely move around on your hips here so you don't get tight.
5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Nice, Ruth. Move on those hips. Yeah, I like it. Move on those hips. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Measure 3. Measure 4. Measure 5. Measure 6. 7. Measure 8. Measure 9. Go to non-tremolo. 5. Measure 54 right now. 11. 12. And no label.
5,
did it.
Woo!
Pyramids. Yeah, I did it too. Oh, I did it big time there. Well, here's my to-do list. So I did a new recent full mix of this. Well, it's not that recent, but in fact, it's embarrassing how. But I picked one. I'm not sure if this is the one that I'm referencing, but this one does not have the counts. So I need to make sure the one on the website has the counts. There's like 1,000 details, even in the prep. So sure. Any questions other than where are the counts at the end?
Yeah, just one. You
Great.
want me to pop that video in the pyramid uploader with like a tag, like don't
Yeah.
use this video, just play with it?
Oh yeah.
All right.
How did you do it, by the way? Did you it looked like you maybe did it on your own with with a different device, right?
Yeah, so I have my cell phone on a tripod and
Yeah.
I have my tablet with my earphones.
Uh-huh.
So
So you listened to it and tracked with us, but filmed it separately on a different,
Correct.
not through Zoom.
so I'm halfway helpful.
Well, you are halfway helpful, and that is definitely an option. It's definitely one of the ways to do it live, 100%. And to do it in the camaraderie of the moment without the counts. So, yeah. So we need, the next one is the Jigsaw. Any votes on Jigsaw part we should play?
Part 1.
We got a part 1 vote.
I have a Jigsaw Part 1 question before you play.
Okay, let's go to that
Sorry,
first.
I didn't have a button.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
So how do you play, or should you play the jazzy part, not the slide, but the jazzy part? How do you play it jazzy, or do you play it jazzy for this one?
The jazzy.
I don't have my sheet music in front of me.
Oh,
The dwa, that bit.
No, it's the other bit that's
Oh, the top.
jazzy.
Da 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 that bit. No, because that's not in that part.
No, let me see. Let me look at the sheet music. I think it's on. Yeah, that.
that thing?
Mm-hmm.
One, two. One. That's like the melody line. That's
So you
Tom
don't play it
singing.
jazzy? It's just automatically jazzy?
Yeah, it's straight. It's not swung or anything. The only thing, and maybe this is why you're saying it's jazzy and it feels jazzy, is because it does alternate between a major and a minor, which is kind of a very jazzy, bluesy sort of idea in a melody line that you've got like, and that's just like D major, D major, D minor, D major, D minor, like. So maybe that's why it's in your brain is thinking of as being jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
So that
So
could
just
be
play
it.
it straight?
Yeah, play it exactly as written. It's not swung or anything. It's done. Dun 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 dun. And you'll
Okay.
just have to like if the beats and the you can't figure out where to put everything, you got to put those vertical lines where all 4 beats are inside of each of the measures, so that you can kind of feel. Here's beat 1. Here's beat 2.
There was
look at
one
that.
measure, it was confusing, and it goes up to, I don't have it with me. It goes up to a note, and then the next note is sharp on the offbeat.
That's measure 95, I think, and I'm marking in the beats here because it goes from F natural to F sharp. That's the major minor feeling, I think.
Yeah, I count that
1,
one wrong every
2,
time.
beat 3 is there. Beat 4 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see how those beats fall? So beat 1, 2, 3. And that's how that measure goes. 1,
Oh.
2, 3. And you'll just need to practice that a bunch. I've got stuff like that all the time that I have to like go slow with it. And then eventually my reading it's like 30% reading, 70% experience that gets me to play the music in time and stuff. So
Could you do the measure before that measure and the
Mhm.
measure after in time?
here's 93 then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. No. 1, 2, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2. 4, 1. So those are 4 measures there starting at 93, kind of like that.
Thank you, that helps.
Yeah, you can practice with that later, or, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of the tempo there. Let's hit it, y'all. I'm gonna play the full mix again. Hopefully there's counts at the end.
Which
Your
part
finger-
you can play? You play part 3?
Oh yeah, I can play part 3.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Let me find it here. Part 3 it is. See it? We're listening to the
Full.
mix. This is the full mix.
And this is
hopefully.
new. What part are you playing? Can you please hold your fingers up to the camera? All right, that's great. Let's put our bows down and put our hands together. We're going to do 3 claps together. Follow me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Those
Perfect.
claps
Okay.
are good speed.
Here is a 441A.
Deck start claps are a bit fast. As always, thank you for doing this. Make sure you check out the website for tutorials or playthroughs. You can practice along with those. But if you're listening to this, this is likely your performance, so good luck. And if you haven't yet, check out the other 2 songs on the project, Deck Stark and Pyramid Song. Take a deep breath. You gotta get your practice in whenever you can.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
Here we go.
4. Measure 5. Measure 17. Measure 29. Measure 45. Measure 61.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4.
Measure 77.
Hold your position. Hold, hold, hold. Smile. All right, let it go. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Here you can wave to the
right.
camera. I was thinking just now how cheeseball that could be. I mean, it could be amazing if people actually do it that way. Finish it, hold it, and then everybody just smiles at the same time. But it could be really cheesy. We'll see what happens. I love seeing what happens. Did you do that? You didn't do that one too, Allison. We did pyramid, just pyramid. Yeah, that's great. That's going to be a great test, a little check to see if we can do it in real time. I really want people to do that, and especially just to, kind of play through a couple of practices and then, do it as en masse all together. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, Rowan.
I just wanted to answer a question in the chat. Ruth, did you get my upload jigsaw? I did the upload on Monday. Yeah, the reason the confirmation email was wrong was because that was actually predates the jigsaw upload slightly, but that's cool. It'll be fine. I will have a look for it and make sure it's there for you and let you know if it's not. Okay.
I did a little, when people emailed and said, because this happened for a few people, and I just checked to see those uploads did go through. I didn't see any that didn't. And, but they just have to be moved over to the right jigsaw folder now. So
I'm on it. I'm on it.
We got it. Thank you, Rowan. And a couple of notes here. So cool. Well, who wants to play? Any questions on anything else? If not, we're gonna move to hopefully this other little. Here is Michelle with one L. I have no idea why it's Michelle with one L. I don't think that's original, but this came out of a book that's pretty darn old. This is one of those books, one of the fake books I've been telling you about, the jazz fake book series. And on occasion, a nice popular tune that's real easy to access and everybody knows, like Michelle is in here. I think Yesterday is in here as well. But it's kind of rare to find. And luckily, this is another one I'm trying to keep these in bass clef because I know not everybody is inclined to, or not inclined, but has spent enough time playing in treble clef and octave down. I can't stress it enough. It's a great skill to get down, reading treble clef and octave down. It will help you immensely to be able to, to play more, really, to open up to other kinds of parts you can play. One of my favorite things to do is to play second violin parts with like a string quartet if they don't have another violinist. Yeah. Usually I know more cellists. Usually the thing that would be great is if I could read alto clef. And that does help you out a lot if you could. But who wants to do that?
I already do. I don't need to learn how to read alto clef.
I've done it. You just put your thumb in thumb position and pretend it's a viola. Look at it.
Right, and then there's soprano clef.
Well, yeah, that, yeah. Tenor clef does my head in because I'm thinking cello stroke viola fingers, and where am I?
Is soprano clef a C clef?
Yes, it's the C clef, and it's
on the top line.
A third above. It's what they used to do for madrigals and stuff. But
or no, I guess it's not a third. It's down from alto. So alto's in the middle, tenor's here, alto, and then it'd be down one more.
Yeah, exactly.
On the B, on our bass clef B.
Bass clef B, double clef G, alto
so now
clef
we're a half step off. So anyway, yeah. Who's got time for that? I don't know. But treble clef, we play it all the time. You learn it, and it's also good for like learning up the high notes, up high on the neck, to be able to reference whatever you are learning up there and to play it an octave down to kind of get that down. Usually in the all-state etudes and things, I've got kids that are playing up there and trying to figure it out, and I make them. If they have to write it out, an octave down, I make them do it, especially for hard little bits. Or I say, try to figure it out in real time and try to get this skill down because it is immensely valuable in the work that I do, which is often like making stuff up and, or, hey, I'll play the melody right there. Well, if you can't read treble clef and octave down, you can't really jump in and play the melody so well. So anyway, but these, and I'm trying to keep it right now, basically keep bass clef melodies and play through the chords. And again, you're going to see how not rocket science this is. Don't be scared. And hopefully this opens up some worlds for you to do other things on the cello. If I'm called to play a wedding, Michelle is definitely popping out. It's a beautiful song. Everybody knows it. One single cello playing it is really rare, unusual. It's probably some examples of it on YouTube. And this is just going to be another one. But I'm not really saying this is anything like my version of Michelle, or trying to promote it. It's more I want to just show you how you can take the notes of the chord and add in some other notes that complete the song out, so that it's not as simplistic and what would you say? Just kind of it just dresses it up a bit more. There's really just two things I think you need to sell a song. I like to say it like that. Can we sell this song? And that is the bass part, or the harmonic structure, and the melody. So if you can get those two things going on one instrument at a time, or even two instruments at a time, you've got it done. So you could do it. Soprano vocal could sing this with a bass player just playing me, Michelle, my belle, da 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 da, French, da 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 da. And I just noticed a lots of different voicings we can do and talk about. And Allison, jump in here if you've noticed any that are really cool. I think I just noticed one that I think that you will probably want us to do. So just some nice voice passings, but really simply, the easiest thing to do is just read the letter of the note and try to play that. Alternatively, that's number one priority. Number two priority, and we don't even have any slash chords in this one, it appears. A slash chord, if you haven't been here before, is just, it would be written like you could say this is a D over D slash chord. This is a G minor 7 over G. But we could also express like if we want to put a different note in the bass, like I'm going to do here, B flat, and I think I'm going to say, let's do the beat 3 over D, and that's how you would say that. That's a B flat chord over D. It just adds a little bit of motion to it instead of holding the B flat, which is totally fine too. Nobody in the audience is going to say anything other than, oh my God, the cello is playing the whole song. It's great. So I'm just going to write these notes in as we go. D, what do you think we should play against that A? It's so easy. We're just going to play an open D there and just hold that D across. The chord changes on the beat, even though the melody does not represent it. So that's great. We can play a G. We could even play a G and a D maybe. And you're going to kind of, if you can hold those notes, whoa, what had just happened? There we go. All I'm literally doing is just giving myself some help, some guidelines to pay attention to as I play this. And I'm going to write them in. This one's pretty simple and going to go very fast. The next section is just like it. That one didn't really pop up very well. I didn't write it very well. Still didn't write it very well. It's hard to draw circles. We'll do something else there probably, or right now I'll just write in. I'll write in what I think it's going to be. This could be a good way to start it for you. And we do hit a little moment here where we have to play an F7 with an F, and that's a little bit maybe tougher. We'll see what happens if we try to do like a full-fledged chord there. And I'll just ask now, so far, does anybody have any questions? Right? No? Seems pretty easy? It is very easy. Let's play it. See, I got rid of that C. I can't, it's hard to, that's complicated. That's ridiculous. It'd be not even worth it. Play the A by itself. Or you can play the E even with it. And you could just play the B flat across this entire thing. Or just adds a little bit more motion. It's good to know your triads. I'm going to go through them. You got to memorize these if you ever want to get good at this. And I play the triad game where you kind of clap and you take the last one of the note of the triad. A triad, by the way, is a 1-3-5 of the chord. It's the 1-3-5 of the scale. So A, A, C, E. After that, E, G, B. B, B, D, F. F, A, C. C, C, E, G. G, B, D. D, F, A, C, E. And that was in, and that's the last of those. And Rowan is not liking this for some reason. I'm not really clear why. Now, of course, it doesn't explain everything, but I totally will tell you it's very important to know that every chord is a reference of those letters. Because you might be confused and say, okay, well, I'm playing, you might want to call it a D sharp or something like that. I play with singer-songwriters all the time that reference keys that are not keys. They give me keys that just do not exist, and they jump between majors or they jump between sharps and flats all the time. Some people are like, they never want to think in, you know, the right key. It's always going to be G flat major. You know, so it's like, no, we have to like talk about this and get music theory down. And so every chord is an element of those letters. And you fill in the pieces later. You kind of have to be like, well, what of, if it says G, it's G, B, D. But is it G, B flat D? Is it G, B sharp D? Is it G, B, D sharp? Is it G, B, D flat? And that's step 2. But it's good for you to think about. And of course, everybody has their own opinions, so it's always good to see them in real time. All right, so Michelle here on the... So all I'm doing here is I'm trying to figure out what notes might be good, what other notes might be good. You know, maybe it's not so much fun to go... I don't really have the bass line in my head what actually happens. This is an oversimplification. But if you're playing an A7 chord, A is going to be A, C, E, and then you add a G in of a 7, but it's in the case of a major chord. Those are all the notes of our A7 chord. A, C sharp, E, G, okay? And so you could put a C sharp in here, and it might be kind of nice. I just played it a second ago, and I liked it. So I'm going to change that up. And so now we have some kind of different motion. We have a D right here. Let me see if I can write that in. We have a D here that's walking down to a C sharp, that's then walking down to a B flat, that's then walking down to an A. And that's why that kind of stepwise bass motion, when the bass moves, you know, in an order down, it's good. It generally works. D, C sharp, B flat. So in the bass you're... And that's nice. The next part, line 3, is just like the melody again. Nothing any different there. You can get a little bit more creative with some bass passages. my ear wants to do, it's not in the music to tell you that there's any that's happening, but I'm just going to write it in because I think it's good. And if you're going to replay this later, you might want to try it. Play some sixths there. Oh, and I forgot, I didn't put the C in the right spot over here. So that C is going to be, what the heck? Let's put a low C in there. You could do whatever. Ah, you know what? That F7 doesn't even need to be there. Yeah, doesn't need to be there. Sometimes you find this on these lead sheets that, I mean, this is just, somebody wrote this down so people could play it. And I'm doing the same, I'm just modifying it so we can play it. So, no big deal. We're just gonna hold that C minor for the whole bar. I'll get to you in a second, Elizabeth. Let me get through the rest of this line. Beautiful, right? Totally fine. And then we've got, now I can't play this low A and that A. So I'm going to say an A chord, A, C, E. E is our fifth. So I'm going to put an E there in the... And I tell you, I don't even like that D minor, so I'm going to kill it. We're going to hold that E over the whole thing. Now, why am I doing that? I can't really tell you. My ear is telling me that it just doesn't feel right to do. And you can just kind of... If I were playing this for a wedding, I'd wing it, and every mistake that I made I would just be okay with, but in general, we're trying to perfect it. And I think this is really nice. I'm going to play it like this. You don't have to, but put that over D. The G minor chord is a G, B flat, D. I'm just going to put that, I don't know, because probably it's a half step, or it's a step away from my E and of the bass that I'm playing right now. And then that's my new bass note. And this is a little walk down we'll get to after Elizabeth's question. What do you got, Elizabeth?
My ear is telling me it wants to put some like really low notes in to introduce various phrases, like right where the melody starts. Yeah, like that.
Like that?
Yeah. Not that I could play it, but it wants to hear it.
Well, let me play it and see if you like it. Of course, I can't play any lower, though. I played every lowest note that I could right there.
I liked it.
Well, it's
I know I'm not
cello-y.
refined, but I liked it.
No, it's cool. It's just very cello-y. It's a little bit like, it's got too many... Like, if I don't have to, if I want to roll a chord, I want that to be a special moment. If I roll every chord, it's just too much for a song. You just really need to...
Yeah, the beginning of phrases, not the whole thing.
Yeah, and you notice I do it in something like down here at this C minor here. That's one way you could do it. I don't like it. That's better. But I'm hitting that low C in special moments, and I'm doing it because I have a rest at the very beginning of the measure. So it works. But if you're going to roll every chord and play the melody, it's just really distracting for the melody. The melody needs to come out, and the bass needs to be there invisible behind it in order to sell the song.
Okay.
So, and I've tried this a bunch, and you can't play everything, you can't play every note. Sometimes you don't even have the chance and opportunity to play a bass note, and you just got to keep the melody going, and you just hope you grab the next one. So I've done that before too, where like I've have 3 bars where I didn't play a good voicing of the bass part to get it down. Now this may be not exactly what the Beatles do harmonically, and you'll find that all the time. You're going to find charts that are completely wrong. I have not compared this to the original to figure out if it is, but it is a chart and it does work, and it's been played for years this way. But that everybody revoices these tunes. Jazz or guys, people or women, you know what I mean. But jazzers will. That's part of their creative element. That's part of the thing that they want to do is to, you know, change C's to A minors and just. You can see one of the biggest examples of that, which maybe we might get to, is Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and there's like. Yeah, and it's a shame too, because I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful song, but you hear so many different chords being played in some of those transitions, and I have like 4 charts in here. I'm like, don't use this one, don't use this one, don't use this one. This is the one. So let's do this little walk down and talk about it. We got a D minor. I'm just going to write down the names of these chords. I don't really need to. But you see, then we have C sharp, so our next chord here, our next note to play is going to be C sharp. Now you might think we have a D minor 7 and a D minor 6, that the best ones here to play might be D. Bass players know this. If you see 7 to a 6, it's best for that to walk down through the bass. And so if a bass player were to read a chart that they never even knew about, but they were to see this, they would say, okay, I'm going to play the 7 here, I'm going to play the 6 here, and keep if I can walk down to the next note after that, I'm going to. So the 7 of a D minor chord is going to be a C natural, right? And then a 6. So we're just going down by steps. That's going to be a B natural. And then we have a G minor, and like I said, if a bass player can keep walking down, he's going to. And here we've got that G minor is a G, B flat, D is how you spell G minor. So this is going to be a B flat. And this would be a little bit more clear, you know, D minor over C, D minor 6 over B, G minor over B flat. That would maybe ensure that a bass player is going to play the right notes. And they may even just write that in to make sure that they do it too. And so that sounds like, and you have to mash it. You have to do a 5th mash. Extended. And I don't even know that. I wouldn't call that G minor, I don't think. I would call that a B flat major 7. It really doesn't matter. The notes of a B flat major 7 is B flat, D, F, and A. We have A in this melody. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's just music, y'all. It's really just music. I'm going to mark out the coda so we can kind of get through it to the end. And all I'm doing here is just writing down the notes that are written. So that walk down again. Go back to the sign, 3rd line. And move to the coda. but that's how this chart ends it. I like this G minor being a G minor over B flat. It's what we played just a second ago.
Nice voice leading.
So after we get on, see how we get into this. You could, totally could. There's no rules. There's no rules. There's no rules. I mean, there's some guidances and guidelines. First rule, if it sounds good, it is good. That sounded pretty good to me. You know, you're ending it. You're ending the darn. Land the plane, they say. Land the plane. So, any questions on that strategy? Or, oh, hi, Elsie, yeah.
Yeah, you better not teach my son that sentence, otherwise I'm in trouble.
Oh, because he loves this song?
No, he likes to push his own ways. If it sounds good, it is good. That would be a bad thing to teach my son.
Oh, I get you.
Otherwise, I would be
I get you. Yeah, sometimes you have to be trained what sounds good for sure, you know? Yeah, I get that for sure.
And sometimes you need to do what's good for you as well.
Yeah. You need a teacher, somebody to say, that doesn't sound good. Listen to what sounds good. Try to imitate that. See if you can. So I get it. Good point. Teresa, yes, ma'am.
So in line 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth line, the seventh, the third measure there, you're going to play the low A. What about making the note under the next A, the seventh, with the G against the A?
If it sounds good, let's check it out. Sorry. Oh, it is a B flat. Works for me.
Yeah, it's just nice to get the sevenths in where you can.
Yeah, it's true. Sevenths, you don't want to play them all, but some of them are good. Because you'll see a jazz chart that's like all 7 chords. But of course, if all your voicing is the 7, sometimes you definitely need to hear the root of the chord, you know?
Well, and since you just played that nice low root, that's why I thought it was
Totally. And on beat 3, not a big deal. That's great. Yeah, you could totally play the 7 there. I was going to think if you could play the C sharp. See, that's what's weird about this being an A7 chord. Oh, did I erase what it was before? Because it seems like if it's an A7 chord, a C sharp should not sound just as awful as it just... Oh, because it's a D minor there. But I got rid of it because I didn't want to confuse me and make me think I needed to voice it.
You could also play the B flat against the E natural. You could just have this one really crunchy measure.
B flat against the E natural. Yeah. And I even feel like, oh, I did the D already. E, D. So you could do a D.
Right, and then when you get back to the D
And you could do a B flat.
Like such a relief.
Yeah, you could do a D, and you could also then go over B flat on beat 3, which I didn't give myself enough room to write in over B flat. But you could go over D first. See how nice that is? Anyhow, any questions? Anybody want to check out anything else about that? But see how it is, like, great suggestions, Teresa and Allison and Anybody else who came up with another note we could play there? You can do it. You can play, experiment around with it. And that's part of the whole game plan, which is really fun. Now, if you get good at reading treble clef too, then the world opens up, because now instead of being able to play 60 different tunes, you can play 6,000 tunes, because melodies are never written in bass clef. The only reason they're written in bass clef is for people that read bass clef to moonlight on playing the melody, but it's never a full-time thing. Always melodies, treble clef, and almost always in concert keys. So anyway, that's and end scene. I don't have anything. I don't know what I have anything else for you, but if anybody's got any questions, comments, jump in and please give them out. And we may be getting to a point. Actually, we could do it right now. Why don't we take a look? Here's this wedding that I played. Pretty much all of these we could do, and kind of have a little time on. I'll read out what could be next. We've done Wild World. Of course, we did In My Life and Blackbird. Those are the ones that I really worked up. And we got a whole week before the next one. Got Crazy by Willie Nelson. Ashokan Farewell, which is always a good one. Son of a Preacher Man. Nothing you can say can take me away from my guy. John Legend, All of Me. I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. We did When I'm 64. The Way You Look Tonight, that one, let's see. Oh yeah, I even did that one. That's my chart, so we can do that one. We've got All My Lovin' by the Beatles. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. I Just Called to Say I Love You. That one's a little bit difficult. Stevie Wonder in general on a single cello. A bit crazy, but I can make it work.
Have you got Yesterday?
Somewhere in here, but I didn't put it in this chart. Let's see what we got for it. I did a version of Yesterday for easy cello too. But here it is. Here's what I said. Yeah, in bass clef. This is I've taught this before like this, so that's a sneak peek. Don't look at it too long. We'll get to it. Let's do that one next time, I guess. That one's a bit more complicated. But that one should probably be added to the. How does this work?
Zoe's got an open mic thing to play for in the summer, and she's getting herself together a little Beatles folder now, so it should go down well.
I know I could put this in a set. There we go. There's the set lists. So we'll put it into. I don't know why that one just didn't make it, because I got 5,000 charts in here, and sometimes my brain doesn't add them all. Can't even. There it is. There's the latest one. So yeah, maybe Yesterday next in a week. If you like that, Rowan, we'll do it. All right, folks. Well, I'm about to sign out. I'm about to go get Elizabeth, yes ma'am, I do see you got a question.
Do you happen to have like a list of songs for those Star Wars themed weddings or events?
You mean, yeah,
For solo cello?
Not really. And one of the things I'd say that's difficult about that is it's not a song, they're like pieces. So we might be able to do something like that. I've never tried, but
I love listening to instrumentals.
Let's see what we've got. Now I'm lost. So, no, I don't have it. My hand's ready to go. But that would be a good one, right? I don't know what that one's. That's probably the Leia's theme or something, I think. Then you got the Force theme.
Wouldn't that be a great wedding march?
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for the suggestion. It's just, yeah, those are not on my, but yeah, just figure those out. It'd be really, really cool. Maybe that'll be next week. So, anyhow, maybe we'll do 2. I don't know. Remind me of, well, I'll write it down. Star Wars. I don't even know how to spell Leia. L-E-A-H? L-E-O-E-O-E?
Leia.
Yeah.
You know, those popular video games have really great scores.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
the kids just did a full orchestra concert with video game themes, and it was so good. Such great music. It was really, really good. And the kids really got into it as well.
I had Minecraft music at my wedding.
That's cool. I wouldn't know what that sounds like. You know what I mean? We sometimes, I mean, I probably have played a Minecraft wedding, and we've had someone had brought an arrangement, and we just read the notes, of course.
Final Fantasy, that's pretty too.
And these are all. I think I usually try to, like, if I'm playing a wedding or something. Well, it's totally fine to play anything that's beautiful, no big deal, whatever. The focus for me on these things is to play a piece that like 85% of the population will be like, oh yeah, okay, cool, yeah, I like that, all right. So that's my goal. That's my focus when it comes to, I don't know what I'm walking into on a wedding or solo cello literature, whatever. All right, y'all. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. And probably, I mean, count on it next week, next Wednesday. I'm sorry that I didn't realize that it was Easter weekend and I'll be unavailable. Or at least I won't be. Yeah, I'll be. I'm not sure what I'll be, so I can't really commit to a thing. So that will be our next session together, Wednesday the 12th, potentially. There's yeah, we'll be in touch about it for sure. But mark it down for now, 1:30, and I hope to see you then. So, and get your taxes done if you're an American. That's your last week. It's coming up. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Allison, don't forget to submit that thing. Your performance.
I'll do it right now.
So we can check it out. Thank you. And thank you everybody else for being here too. And we'll see you soon, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you.